The Afro-One Show, voice of a new tribe, where the Afropolitan spirit rises as we come together to rebuild Africa, Nigeria, and its marketplace, empowering its people and the diaspora with everything they need. Together, we form a new tribe, creating opportunity and access to markets, driving reinvestments, fostering collaboration, and working to elevate and one another with proven solutions. A true revival in Africa is possible despite the challenges, though through intentional development that drives innovation, delivers mutual benefits, and inspires a culture of ownership for Africa and Africans. The time is now to unite, innovate, elevate with the Afropolitan Apostle, Darlington Steve, on the Afro-One Show, voice of the new tribe.
All right, family. Should I say good morning from Nigeria? I don't know what your time zone was saying. South Africa, obviously, it will be good afternoon because it's now noon time in South Africa. I want to welcome you all to an amazing time this moment. Today, we're going to be looking into the part 2 of idea to impact. That's what we started last week. And so today we're going to be doing a follow-up of that. And so on the part 2 session, we're going to be looking positioning for success, how Nigeria should prepare. Positioning for success, how Nigeria should prepare. Now, in that being said, I think a few minutes ago, I was talking to Eko and Nadi behind the scene, and we're just talking about these insecurity issues in Nigeria. Let me just put my voice to it. Federal government, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and your cabinet, you know your team. Sir, you came into power based on the fact of some certain promises you make to the people. At the moment now, we are seeing all the mayhem that is happening under your administration. And you know, without any doubt, because you have intelligence who is around your space, giving you information. And if at all you don't know what is happening in Nigeria at the moment, maybe because your intelligence that is around your space are blocking some certain information from you, sir, at this moment, we will say point blank, you are failing. You're failing as a leader for you to be able to protect the life and property of the people who put you in power. You need to understand that this life will leave, whether I would like it or not, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is the fact that nemesis will catch up with everybody. The seed we all sow. Formerly, they says that it lives after the children. Now it lives immediately. You know too well, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you are a smart man. You are a strategist. You understand the game. Politics for you is not something that is older than you. It's a game that you have mastered. All we are asking is this, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and your people. We just want to be able to move easily. We're not asking for much. We're not asking for too many stuff. I have businesses of people who wants to come to business in Nigeria, but all the time I talk to them, the entire country literally is making them to cry. Many of them are not looking forward coming into the country, not because they don't want to come, but because the system in which you are currently governing is literally making a mockery to the intelligence of the people. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and your team, I'm calling you because you are the president of the nation. I'm calling your team because you all took an oath the day you enter into the property of the people that are currently on ground. My question to you is this, sir. With all due respect, what are we going to ever remember you for? What are the things that you have done on the table that when we look back on the chronicles of your name, that we can read and say, this is what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has succeeded in doing for the Nigerians? Sir, it takes one phone call for you to end this madness. One. We can't farm in our farm anymore. Our houses are no more safe because this so-called self-imposed banditry that is happening to the average Nigeria, where we do not even bargain for this insecurity. All we wanted was peace. But your cronies, you know them, prior to what you call President Jonathan's administration, you all know how this thing was formed, how it get to this very particular point. I know that somehow this banditry would have been so-called powerful than you all can handle. But hear me, please, I beg you, call for aid, call for support, call for neighboring countries, including outside of the continent. We are tired. If you are going to be imposing tax for us from 1st of January, after you have killed us, where will you find the tax for? I'm saying all of these with the humility of my heart to make you understand that as much as you are looking forward to get something from the average Nigeria, you must be able to understand that if you kill us, you will still not get what you are looking for. Nigeria at the moment now is no more exporting what you call crude oil or probably our mineral resources. Our biggest export in Nigeria is humans, which is known as Jackpot syndrome. Under your word, Jackpot has gone so high, and yet you still sit down in Asurok, behaving as if you don't know what is happening. It's a shame, sir. I sit as a fellow Nigerians who are suffering on the street of Abuja currently now. You can't even tell who is at your back, because why? Everybody is a suspect, including me sitting in front of you currently now. Everybody is a suspect. Yesterday I was at a particular office and me and this very particular team were talking, and the guy was like, even in the office where they are, somebody will greet you. The person look like a bandit they saw on social media. And yet, it's even painful, the fact, and this is me talking about the security clusters of Nigeria. How can these jihadists, the bandits, or whatever did you call them, can be able to take their phone, do a live video, and you can tell them, pin their IP address? It's a shame to Nigeria. The giant of Africa, it's a shame. It's a big shame. These guys will literally, people who have never held cash, no reason of holding cash, they will do a live video of them with 50 million, 10 million, mint currency. The question is, how do they get it? And yet you want to bleed us again. From the 1st of January, moving forward, everything and anything would be taxed. Hopefully that the government would put system where some certain things cannot be taxed. But now imagine the people that these people are what you call kidnapping. These are business owners. These are family people. These are ordinary citizens. Many of them may be working for some certain companies and co. But yet, Sir, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if your son is kidnapped, who is known as Sheyi, what will you do? What will you do? On that platform, let your son, your daughter, your wife be kidnapped. What will you do, sir? If you know what you will do, do it as us who put you in power and also protect us. It's a pain. It's a pain. I am sick and tired and sick, where every time you pop up on your social media, there must be one kidnap happening. And I'm saying this with no respect to anybody. The whole banditry is now on the 36th geopolitical zone of Nigeria. Every state has a bandit and a terrorist waiting to receive a signal for whoever sponsored them to cause anarchy. Because why? Chances are you are looking for another rerun of election. Chances is the fact that you are using this banditry as a political campaign so that when it comes 2027, you will now use that as a yes. Are you not tired? There are countries like South Africa, we don't have that problem. Countries like Rwanda is there. Can't you find something to emulate and give your people, 220 million plus people, some level of peace? Can we literally one day go to bed, forget to lock our door, and yet we sleep in peace? If that cannot happen, you are still failing in terms of security. President, this is my constitutional right for me to call you. This is my constitutional right for me to call every one of the team that is working around you, from the House of Representatives down to the Senate House, down to the judiciary, the police clusters, and the defense ministry. You all must just wake up and stop playing with the life of the people that literally you are supposed to protect. It's a shame. And this is my prayer for all of you political leaders who know the solution but yet keep quiet. May that problem enter your family house. May your children live to reap the pain that you have caused. And while you are alive, watching them suffer the way we as the average citizen is also suffering. I leave my case here. It's painful. It's painful. To all my ministers of the gospel, please, it's high time, activate Nehemiah chapter 4 blueprint. It's time for you to activate it. Whatever, if you know you're a Christian, Go to your Bible, read Nehemiah chapter 4 and activate that very particular principle. Every ministers of the gospel, from our fathers of faith down to the one starting tomorrow, all of you activate Nehemiah chapter 4 principle. It is high time for us to also protect our life and our property. If the government will not do it for us, we will do it for ourselves. That also includes the ordinary man on the street. Please, anything you can do, legally or not legally, I say this with my hand on my chest, legally or not legally, protect yourself. Because currently now we have a government who does not take us serious. And it's a pain and a shame. I have never thought of literally looking for ammunition to protect myself and the people around me. But for the first time, I'm at that space right now. And I say that with no shame. Nigeria, protect yourself. Because if we are going to wait for those guys who literally two-thirds of our Nigerian budget finance their lifestyle, then you know that we are literally in a serious problem. With that being said, to all the fallen heroes and soldiers and the people who have been victim of this mayhem, I sympathize with you. I sympathize. I'm trying not to break down air here because it's painful. For the first time, I saw a message literally about the Kogi State stuff. And I remember I have a family in that very particular place, and literally I was scared out of my life. Does that mean that I wasn't worried? I was. I've been always worried, even in my diaspora community where I stay. But hear me. To those of you who've lost loved ones in this mayhem, ones who were killed innocently by these demons, including the demons who are in the forest and the demons who are sitting in White House. Can Nigeria call it, what is White House or Union Beauty, whatever you guys call it? You say what? Asu Rock, yeah, that's the name. The demons who are sitting in Asu Rock and the ones who are sitting wherever they call it as their own legislative protective unit. Hear me. May the spirits of the ones that you have killed, may they torment you all. And please hear me. Those of you who are currently, I choose to believe also within the traditional ecosystem of things, may your spirit rise from the grave and fight for your innocence. May it rise from the grave and fight. And this is me also, please. I think this one must sound as if maybe I've lost faith in Christianity. I have not. But all of the religion, if you know you have what is called your power, activate them. Those of you who are doing ritualing, killing, and all of those things, stop it. Take that jazz and now appear in the place where this terrorist is, and let's all come together. For the first time, let's activate the Daniel principle. Let's all come once and for all. Whether you are a witch doctor, whether you are an astrologer, a stargazer, a prophet, an apostle, all of us for the first time with our spirituality, let's come together and let's fight this thing spiritually. If you have to become what I think Nigeria in those days, we call it Odeshi, and you have it, please appear in this forest. Appear in this, because there's no more Sembisa forest anymore. It's now a forest literally close next door to your village. And the funny thing, we don't know when they are going to strike. To all the generals and also to all the fallen heroes who have paid the price, thank you. Thank you. May your sacrifice never go to waste. And in our very time as Nigerians, we would uphold the spirit of unity and the spirit of Ubuntu that you have literally put on the table, and also make sure that your legacies never run dry. With that being said, I'll be going into my part 2. Part 2 of the conversations we're having, which is from idea to impact. From idea to impact. And please, let me do a disclaimer here this morning. Because of the talk I have just finished saying, it is hard. It is hard. Hear me, the average Nigerians, they are dying. They are dying. Business are fast failing in Nigeria because of the insecurity issues. People are fast compromising in their business, not because they want to do it, but they just want to survive. I was told of a family who literally had to sell their business for them to raise 30 million naira to bail the boss of the business who was kidnapped. Now, if the person sells his business, all of the staff is back into the job employment space of things. I was also told about some demonic contract that comes in within these so-called jihadists and terrorists, where they wanted the business of this very particular man and they killed his wife. And he literally shut down the business. 600 people is out of job. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, these are your signature. I know you will say, but you are not the one who is the kidnappers and all of those very particular things, but they happen under your watch. So you are equally responsible for what is happening. You are equally responsible. It's a shame. It's a pain. Nigeria, please take heart. Take heart. It's going to be another year of pain. Election is fast approaching. I'm going to encourage you all, please be watchful. I don't want to say don't go in one, but clearly these bandits, they adopt a lot of people. If it's South Africa where I come from, don't to xenophobic who say don't go in one, make sure you go in groups so that you can be able to fight. But now Nigeria, literally they enter into churches and places and carry people. But I'm just going to say be careful and be watchful. Watch for your fellow neighbors who are around the place. And when it's happening in your neighborhood, please don't go quiet. Shout. Shout. For us as everyone, I don't want to give out a lot of information. We are coming up with systems and strategy to be sure that at least the average Nigeria is protected. And please, I encourage you, when that thing is out, I want to encourage all the 200 million plus Nigeria, please plug into it. We can use that to literally reduce the banditry that is happening. And please let me encourage one of the fastest in Nigeria for you all to do. If you notice, I didn't say some, you all to do is security business. And please, our security business, don't compromise. Don't compromise. Some senators, some demonic ministers, some demonic House of Reps should not come and give you some money for you to sabotage the people you want to be able to protect. For instance, in my country, South Africa, literally 60 plus million people. We have more than 10,000 security agencies. Obviously, the majority of them owned by private individuals, protecting the life and property of the people. Nigeria, 220 million plus people. We can't guarantee there is 1,000 security company in the country. That is a market. Literally, that is a market you can go into, where you can turn the vigilantism that you are doing within your community to a full-blown structured business. You can turn it. Where it's a matter of, if you have to come up and hear me, if you're a security person, you have an idea for security and stuff, but you don't know how to formulate it, I'm your guy, please let's meet. You can call out the numbers that is on this very particular place, and let's schedule an appointment. Obviously, I have to also be able to watch you to be sure that you are not, do you see how I have to think? To be sure that you are also not a jihadist or a Boko Haram or whatever to want to kidnap me for this kind of things I want to share with you. But hear me, I'm willing to share that very particular information for you free of charge. Because why? We need to also, let that be my contribution to the security of life and property in this very particular country. Please, I want to encourage vigilante people, individuals who have idea of how to bring in 5, 7, 10 people to start a security agencies or a security company and co. Please, let's talk. Police people, hear me. It is high time for you all now to have your own private police system. Federal government remove this centralized policing system and let state police be activated. I prefer state police. The one with the federal government, somebody was saying to me the other day that no, if this police thing becomes state, that the governors will have power. Even now, they still have power. So what's the problem? Now they have the power. So what are we saying? We've not tried something, but yet we're already looking. But the one that is not working, we're trying to protect it. Let the state governor, let them have the power. It's okay. Someday, one Messiah will arise from that community. Please, I want to encourage 5 people, 3 people, you can come up with an idea to say, okay, how do we structure a security council kind of vibes? And obviously, it has to be checked. The federal government or private security clusters, I choose to believe that there is an organization that manage you going into the security space of them, because obviously you'll be given arms or you want to buy arms based on the license to be able to protect people. But at the end of the day, we can't sit back and expect the federal government of Nigeria or even the state policing system that I'm advocating for them to be able to protect life and property. Private individuals can also come on board. And when you do that, create some level of security, also some level of subscription packet. As I am now, I promise you, I don't have a problem for me paying some security agencies for them to be able to protect myself, my family, my staffs, and the place I work, a particular certain amount of premium they are going to charge me. I will pay for it. Because why? I don't want to wake up tomorrow and I discover that one of my staff has been kidnapped, and next minute I am being held ransom for me to be able to not bring stuff. I pray every day and I fast and I cry every day that God, let nothing evil happen to my people, because they are family, they've joined my bloodline. What will I do? I think that every day. So please and please, this is what a leader is supposed to do. And I don't know why the leaders of Nigeria. And funny enough, I think I was watching a video echo of, I don't know if he's what you called former governor's son, but his name is El-Rufai. I've forgotten his previous name. I think he's in the House of Rep. That young man said some certain things that literally blew my mind away. I was like, wow. That is exactly what we need. A young chap who is going to sit inside those very particular houses and let our leaders know that literally just because you are old doesn't mean that your brain has to be old also. You can take the innocence of the youth and create a system that works for its people. Nigerian politicians, Nigerians in general, you have to take your life in your hand and do what is necessary for you to protect yourself. Currently now, as I'm sitting in this office, there are people who are in the forest. Literally, I want you to just take a minute to think about it. There is somebody in the forest literally with a gun pointing at their head for a ransom. Just think about it. What if that person is your family? That will make you become responsible in terms of protecting yourself and also watch out. This is a high time whereby I will say your side mirrors in your cars or your whatever motorbike, that side mirror should not be side now. Make it bigger, because you have to watch that side more. One more time, security people, please get activated. See who wants to come into the country. I'm going to say this. For those of you who are in diaspora who wants to come into Nigeria to do business, the fastest business you can do at the moment, based on the problem in the country, number one is security. Security business. Forget property. If you build, because to be very honest, I see a lot of houses that people are building and cool, nice houses and stuff, but people are afraid to go and stay there. So because of that, we are choking the city center. Because why? At least we know that place is safe. Now the city center is becoming more expensive. Because why? We don't want to expand because of security issues. So security, number one, is the fastest business you can do in this country. Number two, insurance. When I mean insurance, insurance of things, insurance of humans. At the moment, we need life insurance. We need death insurance. We need health insurance. All kinds of insurance, including vehicle insurance, so that when your vehicle is kidnapped, is it kidnapped or hijacked, whatever the name is. You see, these two business, it is a cash money, it is a money-making machine as far as Nigeria is concerned. I'm talking to my diaspora people. You need to plug into that opportunity. Security, insurance. And I'm calling a lot of international organizations to come into Nigeria. For example, in South Africa, we have the one called Fidelity. Fidelity, come. There is a chance here. Come. Your Hawks guys are there. Come, please. We have all of the different kind of 10,000 of them. Guess what? That's why the only thing you can say, those of you who literally have a problem with this very particular flag here, the only thing you can say about this flag is this xenophobic stuff. And I can tell you point blank, is because the foreigners who are there, the one causing the problem. I can tell you point blank. Somebody said to me that no, it's because of whatever affiliation I have there, that's why I'm protecting them. I said, I didn't protect anybody. I have seen the mayhem and the demonic structures that the average Nigerians are doing in South Africa. So even if it's me, I would have done the same thing that South African is doing. We can see the madness happening in Nigeria. So we export that madness that side. We export it. I can tell you point blank, the first time an average South Africa will be experiencing cash in their hand was given to them by Nigerians. Was given to them by full blown. In fact, Nigerians has created a system in South Africa, but it's called Coke money. We taught them. Now they have learned it. They are now using what they have learned from us. Then you say they are doing xenophobia. It's not xenophobia. We taught them. There is a time whereby when you get to South Africa, you marry their daughters in less than 3-6 months, you become a citizen of that country. But we taught them. They now extended it to almost 5 to 15 years. We, Nigerians, taught them. So don't come here and make it look as if Nigerians are saints in some things they do. We are also, to a large extent, contributing to the problems. It is there in South Africa, literally, I can tell you, 3 political parties that is currently reigning in South Africa took their mandate from the mayhem that we diaspora guys are doing. One of them is called Patriotic Alliance. The other one is called Action SA. And the third one, if I'm not mistaken, I think Patriotic Alliance, Action SA. What's the name of this party? Arise Party. They all came together simply, they formed their party for them to do what they are doing simply because these so-called foreigners are causing problems. I can tell you point blank, when you mention each foreigners in South Africa, they can tell you their activities they do. Let me start from Zimbabwe, they'll tell you ATM bombing. Let me say Malawi, they'll tell you community thief. Now let's go to the Oga, the top of Nigeria. Our own is even worse, 419, child prostitution, killing and kidnapping. So as I'm listening to it, we do it all. We do it. But guess what? The political party all looked at the problems. I don't know why I'm going these routes, but I'm going to try with the remaining time I have to also talk about what I have today. The political party, because I'm going to say this part, to be able to hold Nigerian political party responsible for some certain thing that is happening also. Leave APC. APC is in power. The opposition political party that is being formed in South Africa, literally from Patriotic Alliance, Action SA, Economic Freedom Fighters, what's it called, Arise Muzansi and Bosa, all of these guys, I can tell you point blank, how did they come up? Is the fact that they look at the problem that is happening in their community, form a political party, and I can tell you majority of these guys literally have seats in parliament. Bring it down to Nigeria. Can you tell me one significant thing Labour Party is doing currently for Nigeria, apart from sitting down there trying to become the president? One thing that we can say hands-on that what you call show what a party is doing in Nigeria. Can you tell me hands-on what PDP, under the watch of whether it is Wike or Atiku, I don't even know who is Rod, but let's just stay with PDP. Political party, it is not until when you get to 2027, you all want to now start rising up and tell us what Tinubu is not doing right. Do what is right now. Politicians, let me say this to you. Political party, the only 3 I know, is it 3 or 2? I don't even know. Labour Party, which is, I choose to believe, under the watch of Peter Obi. PDP, under the watch of these 2. I don't know who is the lesser demon among them. Between Atiku Abubakar and Wike. Now we have Abga. I don't know. I think I knew about Abga on the last show I did. I don't know if Abga is still existing, but they say it's there. The each other again. Well, I forgot to go. That's the only ones that now the new form. I call it the frustration political leaders party. They are frustrated and they form ADC. But now with all this party that I've mentioned, can you for once stop coming up and telling us what Tinubu is not doing right and literally enter the street and start doing something right? Show us what you are doing, then use that to campaign. See, I have said this and I'm going to say it point blank. If I'm going to mess up the system using media, I will. All the Nigerians listening to me, hear me. Between now and 2027, do not vote party based on the one that they are ruling. Vote parties based on the one that solves your problem. Right between now and 2027. Start checking which party is solving my problem. Then vote that party. PDP, I know you are not in power, but you have billionaires in your group. Start finding a way to help us solve security issues. Labour Party, I know you are not in power, but find a way. Your party is called Labour. Find a way to start creating an employment labor system and also job creation whereby we can vote you into power. It's time for us, Nigeria, to put people in power based on merit, not based on their party and their name, or the affiliations, or the money they give in your bank account. Nonsense. Is it Abga? Time for you to also begin. What's it called? This other one, African Democratic Commission, I don't even know your name. The frustrated political party, the ones where all of you guys came together to start your own. You two start doing something. Don't wait for 2027. Then you all are coming to our doors to come and knock our door. I'm sorry, I'm going to vote APC back again. Because why? At least they are there. I can see what they are doing. South African system, the reason why EFF, under the watch of Julius Malema, was able to canvass that kind of seats in their political party is because before they get to power, we could see what EFFs are doing on the ground before they even put their name on ballot box for us to press vote. All this scam must come to an end. All of you political parties, including APC, it is high time for you to start delivering something for us to see. High time. We don't want to give you power anymore. Show us what you can do when we give you power. Don't tell us what you can do. Show us. Show us. You have been telling us it's not working. Show us. And when we come 2027, we are going to give you good road. Start repairing the road in Lokogoma. Start repairing the road in Garki. Start repairing the road. Show us what you can do. Show us. Oh, the schools are not functioning. We are going to come up with good curriculum and code. There are schools that is literally in Abuja, FCT here, Abuja here. That when you see that school, you will feel as if you are in a village. Federal Capital Territory. The political hub of Nigeria. There's some certain school you will look at, you would think, what the hell is this guys? Go and repair those schools. Don't wait for you to become governor or become president for you to repair the schools. Don't wait to be ministers. As long as you're a political, that's a strategy that you need to use. Show us. We can benchmark based on what you have done when power was not in your hand. Now that you are in power, that you have our 20% tax in your hand, you can do more. Show us now. APC is coming up with a strategy. Other opposition parties, this is your strategy. Start doing things for us to see. Look for roads that are on the ground that you can repair. Lagos Ibadan Express Road, for example, what's it called? Abuja to Ibadan Express Road. Messed up. All of us were focusing on the coastal highway. Don't you think that that's a dumb system that we're currently looking at? That's a dumb system. Where all you want to do is when you sit in power, you want to now talk. That's failure. Leadership is not based on position. Leadership is based on you coming up with systems and strategies that make the people who you are wanting to follow you to see a pattern for them to be able to commit. And until that is done, we all are failing. We are all failing. Positioning for success and how Nigeria should prepare. This is how you should prepare. This is how you should prepare. I said it point blank. Bidding for the souls of Nigeria have started since the day the president of the nation decided to put his poster everywhere. And guess what? All the police. And then tomorrow you wake up and you wonder why APC will win again. Because the average mind is seeing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu now. These are intentional mind construct. We don't know. You people are busy fighting each other, decamping. The mass exodus to APC. Let me even say this. My prayer is this. Because Bible said the expectation of the righteous shall not be cut short. Let me tell you my expectation. My expectation is this. That on the day of election, let everybody come together and sabotage APC. All of you who is decamping. 1 month to the election, all of you move back to your party. Then let's mess up this thing once and for all. You can do it. For now, be quiet. Just be, you join APC. That's what sometimes me, I look at the people joining the APC. I didn't bother. I'm like, I just pray that they have common sense. I know that you all may be common devils, but at least common sense to say Nigeria cannot be one political system. Because you join that party, and the moment the so-called leader of the party they benefited, they will wash you out as if you are a plate that is dirty. Be wise. This thing called politics is not in this. Not the likes of what you call late Sani Abacha, or probably likes of what you call late Nnamdi Azikiwe and all of the founding fathers of Nigeria. Day to day, you too, you will go. But between now and your goal, what legacies are you going to drop on the table? What legacies are you going to drop on the table? My prayer is this. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months down to election. In fact, let's not do 1 month. Let's not do 3 months. 1 month to election. All of you move back to your party. Let's see if the current political party can survive. Let's see. And between now and then, individuals who wants to contest for presidency, start doing something within your community. Patriotic Alliance got what they got because at the community where they were, they literally chunked out all of the Nigerians who were in that community committing crimes at that place. And so because of that, the community trusted the party and they voted that very particular party in power. When we look at Garki currently now, who is the person we can say that is literally fighting for us? When we look at what he called Edo State, who is fighting in Edo State, that we can say, okay, let's send this person to represent us. When we look at, and this one is not just about talking, it's about actions that we can see and measure it based on the fact that this is our expectation. You here. When we look at Lagos, who is fighting? Ebonyi, who is fighting? Who? But all of you are doing max exodus. Really? That will make you all us. Let me say this. That is making all of us to understand that your interest is not for the people, but for your bank account and your family. And it's come 2027. You all will now line us up, give us bag of rice and one poverty oil. Then after then, you carry our destiny for the next 4 years again. That's manipulation and witchcraft. How to prepare for success for Nigeria. How to prepare. We must find a way of how to prepare. Somebody is asking me, what do we get from private police? There's a lot we can get from private policing. Protections of life and property. Protection of life and property. This one, I think this one is coming from African Forum here, says, is Nigeria an investor-friendly nation? If we, as informed African team, wants to invest in building more institutions to teach about Africa freedom and democracy, how do we go about it? This one is coming from Africa Inform. Let me read it again one more time so that I answer the question. Is Nigeria an investor-friendly nation? To a large extent, yes. But it's also what you call location-based. At the moment, it's very risky for you to do business literally in the northern side of Nigeria. I'm going to say that because so that I can hold the northern guys accountable to make their region safe. The average business in Nigeria currently, they are not having their headquarters in the northern side of Nigeria because that area is not friendly. The average businesses and the average investors, for example, wants to invest, is that they have their business headquarters in Abuja, where I am currently, or probably in Lagos. So later, we can talk after this very particular show is over, and you can definitely just drop me an inbox and stuff, and we will talk properly. We'll call you, we'll consult, we'll talk. There is a way you can literally invest. There are locations that are still very much open for investment in Nigeria, especially mark the station, secured location. Because Nigeria now, you can't come into Nigeria to do business without thinking of security. I'm sorry, it has to be your first priority, security. Before anything, number one, security. Number two, you must generate your own electricity. And number three is the fact that we must find a way of teaching your people, because the average Nigerian mindset has moved from a long-time plan to survivor. And when anybody is sitting at the mindset of survivor, it can cause problem. They can also, in turn, sabotage you, who is doing the survivor, what you call stuff. With that being said, as I quickly look at my time is not functioning again. I don't know what's the problem. So as I quickly look at my time, I think I have less than 30 that we then move and stuff. So positioning for success. I use all of that for me to just literally put my voice on the Nigerian stuff. I refused for my son to wake up one morning and did not hear anything from his father. Let this be a legacy video that is going to me to say my father speak. And that's the thing I'm doing. So how do you shift from positioning for success, and how Nigerian also to prepare? Number one is the fact we must have what I call the mindset shift. The mindset shift, which means the ability for us to move from survival to strategy. See, hear me, the average Nigeria is literally in the survival mode. I can tell you point blank. I see that every day. Every day. I see it on the street. Even down to the point where we drive on the road, you can see drivers who are literally driving for survival, not strategy. So number one, in this section that we're talking about preparing for success and how Nigeria should prepare, you must have what I call a mindset shift, which is from survival to strategy. In doing that, you must be able to have what I call the long-term thinking. Long-term thinking. Long-term thinking. After one, for instance, I have made peace. I have a strategy that I'm going to implement from now to the next 5 years. There's a strategy from 5 years to the next 10 years. There's something we need to do. Literally, I can tell you point blank without any doubt, we already have a blueprint for the next 50 years of how to still sustain Afri1. If I am even dead in the process and they hold it, they can be able to run with it. So you must have a long term. Nigeria at the moment, because of survival thinking, we only know how to finance ideas. We don't know how to finance long-term thinking. We don't know, because why? The average Nigerian mindset is literally, I just want my urgent 2K. That's how they coined that word, urgent 2K. Not lifetime $100 billion. It's urgent 2K. That statement alone will make you understand the construct of the average Nigerian mindset. And for those of you who are in diaspora, this is an opportunity for you to come back home. Because let's be honest, the institution that you are working for in that country, they've built systems that are long-term, where even the people who build the systems are not there, but yet they are still doing their businesses. Long-term strategies. You must be able to think long-term. You must build system, not hustle. If you really want to survive in a Nigerian market, you must be able to build system and refuse to be in a hustling mindset. Refuse that. I think I remember the early days where one of the things, because now this is a security issues now, so I have to also protect my people around my space now. One of the things was asking me, he sat down here on my seat and he was asking me, so I see all of the things we're doing, Uncle. Well, how you generated the income? And to be very honest, I had to be open to him before the guy think I'm doing drugs. Because why? We've already created a budget somehow for us to be able to finance some certain things that we want to do and to make sure that the things are staying. Chances are maybe we're not going to make our money in the first 1,000 days. That's okay. But the system to... See, let me say this. The reason why many of you are buying what you call things from Amazon, when I did my research with Amazon, which is under the president, it's not president, but it's the founder, under the founder of Jeff Bezos, I discovered that literally how Amazon worked for the first 10 years of Amazon, Amazon wasn't making profit. Amazon was making loss. And the venture capitals that were financing him, they were financing the loss. It was a long-term strategy. To the point now that every of the investment that they've invested, you imagine, like, if I don't even say Nigeria, Africa don't have that kind of VCs to be able to help you finance loss, finance strategy that will not bring money tomorrow. But you must be able to have that. That's why the biggest players holding and shaping narrative currently in the world, let's not just say Nigeria, in the world, these are guys who understand the long-term goals. And they have budget to finance those long-term goals. The average Nigerian business, African business, is one founder being dead for the company to go down. It's as simple as that. So which means we must go for market dominance and not quick profit. If you really want to have a mind shift, how do I go for market dominance? I say this all the time, and I'm going to say it again on this place. Africa is positioning himself as a global entry point for businesses in Africa to be able to find expression. Now, if I want to get to that point, I can't be thinking 1 year. It's not possible. I can't even be thinking 5 years. Chances are before Chinese or probably the Japanese or whoever will get to understand about, get to know the name Africa, Afri1, chances I may take them the next 10 years with consistency and integrity and a track record of success and profit for them to be able to say, okay, we can trust Afri1 as our business entry point into Nigeria and the larger scale of things into Africa. That's our plan. Afri1, we have positioned it as Africa global gift to the world. But guess what? In that mindset that is in me, and also trying as much as possible to instill it into the people, it can't be a 1 year plan. Lie. It can't even be a 5 years plan. It's a long-term strategy. That also includes your idea currently now you are having. Remember, this topic we're talking is from idea to impact. That idea you are having in starting the law firm, in starting that security company, in starting that distribution marketing stuff, in going into farming and stuff. What is the long-term plan that you've been able to put? You must have a mind shift by quickly thinking long-term, by building system and not just hustle. And also on this very particular place, go for market dominance and not a quick profit. The reason why people are looking at Dangote now, you are fighting the guy had the long time. I can tell you point blank that the oil refinery business that he has succeeded in building in Nigeria, I can tell you point blank, it's not that day he starts it that the idea came, or not that day the idea came that he started the business of refinery. No, it's been there. He's been calculating. He's been taking up the strategy. Currently now, for him to keep Pengasins and all these guys quiet is because he knew, okay, if I'm going to start this things and these guys come and they refuse to buy my petrol, what will I do? What is the next plan I need to take? Blah, blah, blah. He was thinking of all of that. So boom, when Pengasins and the guys who need to buy fuel from his hand were not buying, he switched to the next strategy. Long time. Now, an average Nigerian, what you call buyers of petrol, don't want to buy his product because they feel it's cheap, it's long-lasting, and all of those very particular things. Guess what? He's exporting out the same crude oil that we don't even have insufficient in our nation. He's already exporting crude oil out of our... He's a businessman, long-term strategy. Long-term strategy. I don't want to mention the name of this very particular, energy manufacturing plant that is in Nigeria currently. I was told that this very particular man, wake up one morning, he discovered that, okay, fine, the Nigerian cluster of electricity people, they are frustrating him. He's also now deciding to, sell electricity to Cameroon, to Ghana, and to Niger. Yet we have electricity to the point that Nigerian life has been put into band. You have band A, band B, band C, band D. That will make you understand that the average Nigerian buying power has been placed into different bands. So I was saying to a client of mine, I said, if you want to target Nigerian buying strength, just look at the people, the band they belong in. If they belong to band A, they have band A money to buy your product. So even at that, you can look at that to determine who are the kind of people. And this is where it takes me to my point number 2. Remember point 1, we're talking about mind shift. Point number 2, which is become a market literate, sorry. Become market literate, the ability for you to understand your market. In understanding your market, you must know who are your real customers. Don't just start the business without you knowing who are your real customers. At the moment, for us, our customers, I can tell you point blank for everyone, our customers at the moment are startups. There is a time that we'll get whereby we'll get to the place of scalable business and stuff. There's a place where we'll get whereby we'll begin to finance the Fortune 500 kind of company, the heavy one. I'm looking forward for me whereby literally Apple will come and meet me and say, Darlington, or probably even though I'm dead, I'm gone. Apple will come and meet everyone in Africa and says, no, we see that you guys are this thing. We want to borrow about $500 billion. And we literally sit down and literally write the check and stuff and borrow them that money. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about the fact whereby Cameroon, Tanzania, and all of this very particular country, including Nigeria, will meet everyone. And so we can see that you guys have this money sitting in your place. We're having deficits in financing our budget as a nation and co. We want to borrow X amount of money. That's the thing I'm thinking. We're a private organization, but guess what? I have to know my customer level at this very particular point. I have to know my customers. Now, just because my customers are sitting at, for example, let me use Nigerian band, are sitting at band Z. I don't know if there's a band Z. Are sitting at band Z. That doesn't mean that I won't grow the business to the point that my customers literally will end up becoming from band A to band Z. Because I'm going to make sure that at least, remember my point number 1 there, I'm going to make sure that at least with the African of things, we become market dominance, not just for hustling. So in you understanding your market, who are your real customers? Do you know their pain points? Do you know their spending habits? Do you understand their lifestyle? Do you know what they buy? Do you know what ticks them? You must. And let me say this in knowing your customer, because I've seen that as a fall down for the average Nigerian businesses. This you like looking for new customers. No, I want to go and hunt for new customer. Blah blah blah. I can tell you point blank, I've done business. In fact, 60% of my recurring business is coming from the current customers that are here, not new ones. 60%. That one person who bought that plantain chips from your hand can literally buy again. But guess what? You don't treat that one person who bought the plantain chips for you. You don't treat them well. You ignore them. You are busy chasing for you to be able to get a new customers to come into your business. Now, for you to, that amount you are going to spend to convince that person to buy product, chances are close to zero. The person who have bought previously in your hand can still rebuy from you. So you must know who are your real customers. What drives their decision? You must be able to understand that. Who are the market influencers that are available? Who are the market influencers? I can tell you point blank, I have pinpoint, for example, with Afro1 Business of Things. One of my biggest market influencers, I'm just praying for me to meet them at the African Free Trade Continental area, those guys. Because why? I want businesses and ideas that I'm going to find on the stable of Afro1 for me to be able to have some level of collaboration and partnership with the African Free Trade guys and also the African Union and also with the ECOWAS guys and also with the SADC guys for me to be able to get the ideas to filter into those very particular places for them to be able to find the expression, which then at the end of the game make me a market dominance in that very particular space. But guess what? I know my market influencers. If I'm going to ask you, who are the market influencers for your business or your brand or your product? And see, not every influencers you see out there, I don't want to mention name because Nigerians can be very sensitive, but not every influencer you see out there should influence your market. No. You must look for the ones, okay, who are the ones that, okay, sometimes it's not about them having 5 million followers for you to go and give them your brand or product for them to influence for you. No, chances are you go do that and you will kill your business because the person you are giving that product for them to be able to do the influencing for the business literally do not live the reality of it. For example, those of you who are selling soaps, bleaching cream and co, and you go and give it to one of these bleachers, call influencers. I don't want to mention it, that's why I'm using the word bleachers. One of these bleachers called influencer. Chances are they are not using your product. I'm sorry, they are not. Because if they're using your product, there is a way they will talk about your product. And you can see it in their house accidentally. You'll be so shocked that some of these influencers that is influencing soaps, their creams and soaps they are using literally is coming from Japan or China. And not from the Nigerian guy who is literally in Alaba. Is it Alaba or Ba? I've learned one new one again on Wednesday. It's called Ba, somewhere like that. You know, when my Igbo guys came for me on Wednesdays. Igbo Kwenu. Those guys came for me. Yo, I Shem. Next week, Wednesday, we're going to be doing the part 2 of that. So I want to encourage you for you to follow us on that. And within my Igbo community, we're going to be looking into structures and system we can deploy literally for the Igbo community to become independent. Because I hear your complaint. I actually have all the callers who've called. I write all the complaints, even though some of them are repeating it, but I write them down and I said, okay, fine. I have prayed about it and I'm trusting God for solution as to what blueprint we can create within the Igbo community so that I don't have to go to China for me to be able to get my product mass produced in quality instead of me going to a bar, because I just discovered that it's an bar. And those of you who are watching me, let me put myself on a chopping block. I want to explore a bar again, but I've been warned. I've been warned. They told me if you dare, you will lost. But I also want to explore about, to be very honest, because I don't know the place. I think the first person who mentioned the name about was Echo. And what the hell is that? He said it's a place where if I carry my watch there, before I come out of the market, they produce 10 of the watch. I said, in Nigeria. He said, yes, he's in the bar. Where is it? I said, that's interesting. Okay. But I don't know there. I can't say things I don't know. So which means in talking about who are your market influencers, then also what can collapse your business overnight? You must be able to have a market information about what can collapse your business. In Nigeria at the moment, electricity can collapse your business. So which means you must be able to invest in electricity. The ability for you to have a solar panel, have a what's called lister of a generator. Electricity can literally collapse your business. A lot of the foreign businesses in Nigeria, including ShopRite, literally get frustrated out of Nigeria because of electricity. So you must consider electricity as a problem. And I'm saying this because I'm literally bringing all the fault so that my government, Nigeria, can also be serious and fix that. I was told, I think it was, no, it's even the public information, by the book of, what's the name of this guy? Otedola, the book of Otedola. Otedola states it that literally, I think years ago, when he was in the diesel business of stuff, he said it that the budget, monthly budget of Julius Baja building road is, I think he said is $10 billion for their month. I said, yay. Because they couldn't depend on electricity. Only God know what the budget is now for Julius Baja in building road in Nigeria. Only God know. Because I don't know. I don't have that privilege. I saw it in his book. I said, yeah. That's a serious one though. He said even in himself, when he saw that, he quickly positioned himself based on integrity, the ability to deliver on time, to make sure that, yes, he also get a particular share of that money that Julius Baja budget for getting oil to be able to construct roads and stuff in Nigeria. So which means you must be able to check what can collapse your business overnight. Then you must also obtain all necessary licenses before launching. That's something that I'm working on currently now. And when they told me some certain licenses, I said, you people know, man. Nigeria, you pay for everything. Where I come from, literally, they are available based on application without no pay. But Nigeria, everything is paid for. There's a company, I don't want to mention the name, that is operating in Nigeria currently. And I was sitting with one of the directors, and the director said it to me point blank. We have what we call the budget B. I said, what is budget B? He said, it's called budget bribe. I said, what? So yes. Sir, with your country, sir, you must have budget B. See? And to be very honest, even me too, I'm beginning to think that road. Hey, don't stop me. We all do it. All of us, we do it. Whether you are Christian or not Christian, we all do budget B. It's an activated mode in our head where you know that this thing, if I go straight to the office to do it, it's going to be 100 naira. If I don't give somebody 120 naira, it's not going to be done. So that 20 naira is budget B. All of us have fallen victim of budget B. So calm down. Don't stop me. Relax. It's your system. Let's say the truth. If you don't say it, you will remain in dark. Also, you must also be able to budget for regulation compliances. Nigeria sometimes can take time. I think somebody was asking me a question about the ease of doing business in Nigeria. I can tell you point blank, it is not easy. It is not easy. That is why you will see the abuse of employees in Nigeria is very high. I will say it with my full chest. The abuse of employee in Nigeria is very high. You will see some demonic employers simply because they have gone through pain in starting their business. When they now do it, they want to make their employers go through the same pain. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So the ease of doing business, forget it. In fact, it's even very easy in doing business in South Africa. In fact, in the SADC of things than Nigeria, I tell you point blank. Nigeria here, you can register. I can tell you point blank, there is one of my companies currently now that I'm trying to do change of name. Do you know what I say? Change of name. Oh, I bet you it has been on the system now for the past 3 months. South Africa, that's 72 hours. 72 hours to both register a business, change your, and that's 72 hours. It comes with your tax, it comes with the company name, it comes everything that is needed in 72 hours, including your tax clearance certificate, the level of the bracket of business you want to do, tax exempt, all of it comes in 72 hours, 3 days. You and I know that in Nigeria is not possible. So the ease of doing business here in Nigeria is not funny at all. You must know the players and find a way of creating budget B. That's the truth. But guess what? If you manage to scale all of those places, Nigeria has, I can tell you, Nigeria has spending power if your product is good and it's meeting it. So forget all this other side I'm talking about. If you literally want to be able to scale, because Nigerians, our brain has been wired to become consumers. So when we see a product that is, we consume very fast. Somebody was saying to me the other day that this is because of Nigeria, TikTok refused to pay for content being uploaded on TikTok. So they now make it a life thing to make Nigerians. So indirectly, TikTok literally employed Nigerians to be there all night, as if they are doing fasting and prayer, to be there all night and generating content for themselves. But if you post a normal content on TikTok, they don't pay you. Change your account to UK, US, what's it called, Ireland and stuff. Every of your content and posts get money, even though you don't even need 1,000 followers and stuff, whatever they call those things. But in Africa, Nigeria to be precise, long walk to freedom. Because why? We're all surviving now. Somebody was arguing with me that no, Pella has a job. I said he doesn't have a job. It's just because the country literally causes a problem. If TikTok die, how will he be able to build his ecosystem of his business? If he doesn't start a business with what is working for Pella now. Let's be honest, in a working country, Pella should be in school. He'll be in school. Or Jarvis. He'll be in school. Now, not that I'm trying to diss what they are doing. The country has made them to survive, which I'm very proud of them. Don't get it twisted. But I'm using them as an example to make you understand that the ease of doing business in this country is not funny. It's not funny. 36 states, that's 36 blueprints in doing business. You can't carry the visibility studies or your market intelligence for Abuja and take it to Port Harcourt. You'll be shocked. You can't. 36 provinces is 36 ways of doing business in this country. Also, in doing that, you must also have a lawyer who specializes in sectors and put them on retainers. Nigerians need lawyers. You know, there's a particular stuff that I want to work upon. Echo sitting here is a lawyer. By the time I finish, I said, after I finish, I'll send it to, hey, dude, come here. Practice your law skill. Let me see. And they will say, no, I'm sorry. I don't trust. Trust issues in this country, I'm sorry, it's almost close to -10. Kindness is fading away because everybody is on a survival mindset. And also in doing that, if you notice, I'm literally on point number 2, talking about the whole concept of what's called positioning for success. Then also you must have power backup, like I said, and non-negotiable. Diversify your supplier relationship. Yes, so diversify it. You can't depend on one shop. They will disappoint you. Let's say you are a fashion designer. Let me look at it. Let's say you are a contractor who is building a house and you say you only have one plumber to come and do the plumbing. You are finished. In fact, you are officially finished. Because why? It would, regardless of the contract not signed. Because I choose to believe that if they sign contract, they seems to find a way where they will do it, but they will do it grudgingly. It's only in Nigeria. Let me say this. As I begin to bring my thought to a close, I have 8 minutes left from what I'm seeing on the board there. It's only in Nigeria that a client will charge you something for 100,000 naira. And by the time the client will ask you for 50%, you will give them. By the time the client gets to halfway of the job, he's already telling you that 100,000 you paid is not possible, that you're going to pay 150,000. And I bet you, even in my head, somewhere in my brain, I've already calculated it that, okay, if you charge me 100,000, let me keep extra 100,000 because chances are you will come and give me a complaint as to why that 100,000 is not enough. That's Nigeria. So which means you must be able to have a lawyer. You must be able to, diversify your supplier relationship. Don't just have one supplier, have multiple suppliers. And you let the suppliers who are supplying your product, tell them that you're not the only one. So that by the time you ring them first, they supply quickly. Because if they don't supply, they know you. Because at the end of the day, you are a business person. You are running a business. So your customers who are going to come and buy product from your hand should not get the excuse of no, there is no plate. Man, have 5 companies who can supply you plate. And those 5 companies who can supply you plate, they also have more than 10 people they supply plates to. So when you call company A, give me plate, they say no plate. Call company B straight. Don't ask how long will it take for you to bring plate. Company B. Because the person who's going to walk into your door does not want to get to your chef and there is no plate. You can find that in ShopRite. Current ShopRite Nigeria. You can go there and not find something. ShopRite, I think you guys should come and collect your name also back. Don't just leave. Carry your name along. So also you must build a redundancy in critical operation. And in doing that, deliver on promise, travel fast, and handle customers' complaint immediately. I think there is one day, I think Echo is listening to me. Echo, one day I need to do this, I'll use the word, this money points. Okay, I don't want to use money points, but this pay point system that is on the street. Yeah, POS, that's the name I'm using. I want to use this POS stuff and the South African POS stuff. I want to do a benchmark. I have the both payment system. And I also want to show you the gap. And I want to use that as a lesson to these pay point guys. I need to use that as a lesson. So Echo, remind me on that before I go on break, because literally my brain is literally on break now. So, but now in that point number 3, remember we're talking from idea to impact, and we're looking how to prepare what you call for doing business in Nigeria. Point number 3, build partnership, not isolation. Let me quickly do this one in the many 5 minutes I have. Build partnership. Don't run alone. Nigerian business, let me say this. If you want to come into Nigeria to do business, please, I beg you, don't come with your foreign idea. Even though you are a diaspora guy who have lived in Nigeria before, but you have relocated to another country and you've spent 3 years in that country, you want to come back, please, I use God and everything you serve. Do not come into Nigeria without having people on the ground who knows the system. They may know the system and not know how to manipulate the system. You who is coming with a superior kind of light and information can be able to guide them to do that. But hear me, build partnership, not isolation. Somebody was arguing with me the other day about a particular guy on TikTok or Facebook, I can't remember, who complained to say he came to Nigeria to do business and the next minute he couldn't stay. In less than 3 months, his business failed and he left and all of that thing and code. Only for me, when I hear those things, I'm not quick to jump. Only for me to discover that when the guy literally wanted to start his business, people advised him for him to use 1 or 2 or 3 players, and he refused. He wanted to bring London to Nigeria. This is Nigeria, it's not London. You can even try it in Ondo, because after all, if you remove the L and the N of London, that becomes Ondo. He could have tried it in Ondo, maybe that will work, because at least there is a few letters, but Nigeria as a whole ain't going to work. I discovered from the guy's narrative is the fact that he did not play with the local guys. He did not partner with the local guys. In fact, even the foreign guys and stuff, they are literally fighting him. They were fighting him. So I think that's the thing. Is Nigerian division killing Nigeria? Is religious division killing Nigeria? If yes, how can we solve it? So that's, see, I breathe. That's a whole lot. Is religion dividing Nigeria? Yes, it is dividing Nigeria. Currently now, you can see what is happening. There's a certain sect of the Muslim community who believe that if they kill Christians, when they die, they go to heaven. They say God will give them 5 virgins to sleep with. Now, that's an ideology that has been enshrined into their head. So yes, religion is literally killing Nigeria. In solving it, we must be able to drop our religion differences and embrace what South Africa call Ubuntu. I am because you are. Not because I am human, just because you are human. So yes, religion divide is killing Nigeria. I can tell you, power and black is killing. In fact, let's even bring it to Christianity, for instance. But let me not talk about Muslim. Let me talk about Christian. Even Christian, we have a divide. We have charismatic, we have Methodist, we have Anglican, we have Pentecostals, we have Penterascals, we have all of them. You will hear one person is telling you that there is no religious genocide in Nigeria. Somebody is telling you there is religious genocide. Even as us as Christians, there is still a divide. So yes, there's a division in Nigerian ecosystem, a huge division in Nigerian ecosystem. The biggest one is regional divide. I can tell you point blank, there's a lot of regional divide in Nigeria. That's why for us as Afro1 Nigeria, it's all about bridging the divide. It's all about bridging the divide. But Afro1 International is global entry point for businesses. But for Nigeria, we narrow it down, bridging the divide, because Nigeria has a lot of divide. In the banking sector of Nigeria, for instance, you will see a bank in Abuja will tell you that it is not linked to the bank in Lagos. That's how divided the thing is. You can't try that in South Africa. FNB Bank in Cape Town, you want to do something in FNB Bank in Joburg, they are linked. It is only Nigeria here. A bank in Abuja will tell you that their database is different from a bank in Lagos or a bank in Port Harcourt. Those are part of the divide. So yes, we can solve it by understanding that my 5 fingers here, I'm using this as an example, they are not equal. But I bet you I can use all of the 5 to hold my microphone. So we must come together to understand that just because you are Muslim, I'm Christian, you are atheist, you are pagan, you are non-exist. Those ones who don't believe in anything, at least they are not even atheists. They are just non-exist. All of us, we can be different, but we can come for a common goal and say we want to touch this case as touching Nigerian problem, e.g. security. That's how we can solve it. With that being said, I'm going to pause for here today, and next week, which hopefully is going to be my last one for the year for Fridays. So which means the next time I'm going to be seeing you, I choose to believe is going to be on the 5th of December, which is the last one for, obviously, for this live broadcast. And so I'm going to use that to wrap up everything. But obviously, before I go on break, I want to talk about the fintech side of things, which is to benchmark between Nigeria and South Africa. And so I would speak with Echo and see which day it's available for me to do that quickly before the Friday of next week. Because after then, I'm only just going to be focusing on podcast and my radio show. Because I almost forgot that today is Friday. I was relaxed. I was saying to Echo that Holy Spirit remind me. Otherwise, the guy would just be shocked that he will set all of this and wow, where is Oga now? I'm like, dude, what's the problem? In the country where I came from. And let me even say this now. Let me just look for trouble because my show is over now. We are just chatting. Let me even say this. Please, Nigerian leaders, I just got to beg you, give your people break. In my country, we literally have 1 month break from 15th of December. Hello! Charlotte is here. Don't worry. The lady who is for Charlotte Prime Home, she's wearing pink. She's pinking on Friday. Guys, that's how I am on holiday mood now. So anybody who just walk around me now can be a content. So for those of you who wants to literally buy property with Charlotte Prime Home, today she's on pink dress. So she has a 10% discount on her property based on pink. So you can literally call the number that is scrolling down here for you to do business with her. But let me say, she wants to blow me, is fine. But there's a 5% discount. I said it, she will give you. That's the boss of everyone. But let me say this to Nigerian boss, please. There is what they call brain drain. I think Nigerian bosses, an average Nigerian boss doesn't understand brain drain. Like literally, your staff can be alive, but their brain is over. It's like concluding, I am one. The brain has shut down, like literally. Now, with that being said, please give your people long-time break. It is only Nigeria here that some people comes to work on Christmas Day. I don't understand why. I don't know. I'm still new. So somebody teach me why. But with that being said, please, I beg you. From somewhere around December 20, I know that some people are greedy with their company. It's fine. But from somewhere around December 20, or if 20 is even too much, somewhere around 15. To be honest, I think, let me say this, because somebody was asking me, from 20th of December, if you call it cool, you own. I've shut down. Life moves on. I'll see them back first week. The first week is 1 to 5. The second week, after we pass 5, anything that past 5, we're resuming office. But you see that first 5 days or the first 7 days of that year, it belongs to the staff. They relax. So which means from number 1 to number 7, my staffs are relaxing, so that they can plan the year with me. Then on the 8th day, we can then check, where does 8 follow? Where are we resuming? And that's life. So please and please, allow your people go home and go and relax. Do that for them, because you may think that you are strong, that they are strong as you. They are not. You're surprised why your company is not performing at the first quarter of 2026. It's because they are tired. So please, I'm begging, this is me advocating on behalf of staffs of organization. I know I'm a boss, but on behalf of staff of organization, give your people break from on the 20th to at least on the 5th of this. So at least they can also enjoy 15 days. And guess what? Please, as you do that, don't call them. Don't then call them to go and buy something in the bush. Don't. Let them rest. Echo is just busy. Like, what's the problem? No, I've seen that. Don't call. Let them be. Let them come back and you hear they are married. Like, wow, that's interesting. How come? Okay, but you said now we're on break. Now we also don't want to disturb you. Sharp. Don't. People are tired. Nigerians are slaving themselves to the grave. I'll continue from point number 4. It's a wrap. I love you, my family, everyone. Just know that this is still your host, the Afropolitan Apostle. I'll see you on the 5th of December. 5th of December, right? No, 5th of December, my last show. Yeah, 5th of December. That's my last show on this one. But please don't forget to join me on the radio side. I'm doing part 2 of the Igbos. I like those guys. I just want to come. I just want to provoke them again. Bye for now. I'll see you again next time. I love you all, my family. And please don't forget to join us to subscribe on our YouTube channels. And funny enough, our YouTube channel has this interesting package where if you click on the join, our join side is not just about supporting the Afro One stuff. It's also, there's a business packages of what you can enjoy when you join the Afro One community and you click the join. So please rush down now to YouTube and click any of the join button. You pick your own subscription packages and stuff, and just become a community where we can all grow together. There is a place whereby literally every month, as I'm doing this show, I will mention your business. Every time I do my show, I'll mention your business. I'll direct clients to you. Sometimes you can leverage on that. So it's a wrap. I'll see you on Friday next week. Bye for now, and God bless you. Please, as you are going out, try to protect yourself from the hoodlums and the tendencies that is happening out there. You can use any of the banking details on the screen currently now for you to be able to support the narratives that we are doing, and also to help us to grow this Afro One of things, knowing too well that Africa belongs to you and I, and it's our responsibility for us to be able to see that Africa becomes what we want, not what our leaders are currently doing. Bye for
The Afro One Show, voice of a new tribe, where the Afropolitan spirit rises as we come together to rebuild Africa, Nigeria, and its marketplace, empowering its people and the diaspora with everything they need. Together, we form a new tribe, creating opportunity and access to markets, driving reinvestments, fostering collaboration, and working to elevate and one another with proven solutions. A true revival in Africa is possible despite the challenges, though through intentional development that drives innovation, delivers mutual benefits, and inspires a culture of ownership for Africa and Africans. The time is now to unite, innovate, elevate with the Afropolitan Apostle, Darlington Steve, on the Afro One Show, voice of the new tribe.